So how do we get the parents of our school to actually read the emails? Well, this is what my YouTube is all about today. Hey, my name is Sarah. I am founder of The Dance Den and I am a business mentor for performing arts schools. So if you're a dance theatre, music school who wants to grow or scale their business, then get in touch. All right, let's talk about communication. All right, now let's give a wider, broader picture here. Okay, communication across the board is getting harder. And this is because there is so much noise out there in the wider world and online that it is very difficult for us to actually break through that noise and get the message across. So number one, you're not alone in trying to get the various messages to the right people. But what can we do about it, right? So when it comes down to communication, for us, the first thing, it's about listening. And a lot of the time, it's about 75% of communication is listening. So how do we do that? Well, it's about, first of all, identifying what is the best methods of communication for them. Now, that said, if they all turn around and go, yes, we all want individual messages on Facebook Messenger, but somebody else says, no, I want an individual message on WhatsApp. Somebody else says, no, I want a pigeon. Then it's obviously going to be chaos for you. And that's just not doable. So when I do say identify the best methods of communication for them, it also has to work for you. That is the proviso on that. But if 90% of your school turn around and say it's email, and you're spending hours investing into, messengers and WhatsApp groups and WhatsApp business, or, hiring pigeons to deliver the post, whatever it may be, when they turn around and go, actually, it's just email, then that makes things really, really simple for you. But just by knowing that one thing, it just means that you can now go, right, I'm going to lean into email. Therefore, how does this work? How do I segment my audience so that, all my 3-year-olds don't get the letters that are for the seniors? Now, if you are on a CRM, a database like MemberMeister, then it's very easy to do that. You can literally email people by class. But what if they're not getting emails? What if it's going into spam? What if they have unsubscribed? If you're using something like MailerLite and they unsubscribe from you, they are not going to be getting those emails. So therefore, this is why the communication element is absolutely crucial, but it's also about education. So that when your parent joins, you have to say to them, email is our primary form of communication, or your private Facebook group is your primary form of communication. Whatever that main form is, from what you have discovered from asking them for feedback, plus what works for you. So that combination of the two, you would have gone, it's this. I'm going to use email from now on as an example, okay? And you educate them from the day one. Email is our primary form of communication. Number one, please do not put us into spam or you will not get any other single bit of information from us. Number two, please put us in your primary inbox so that we make sure that we don't end up in the junk accidentally. Okay, if you send a regular newsletter, then say, we send a regular newsletter on the 3rd week of every month. If you are not receiving this, therefore potentially it's gone astray, you're in our junk, or we've gone to spam or whatever, please notify us. So straight away you're saying, this is how it works, this is how we communicate. So there is no question over, oh, I'm just getting too much information from the dance school, shove it into junk. They go, I'm getting too much information from the dance school, can I speak to them about segmenting it so I don't get so much? Or actually, do I really need to read all of this? Which leads me on to another thing. How much are you communicating with them and how much do they need? So If you've got things like school events, milestones, deadlines, and all of those sorts of things, can they go on a calendar instead of an email all the time? And then that calendar could be one of the focal points of, well, if you're ever unsure of when our term dates are, you go to our calendar. If you want to know when our next show is, it's on the calendar. If you want to know the deadline for payments of your costumes, it's on the calendar. Then you're just pinpointing people into one place, like, herd them to that particular area. Same on your Facebook group, if that's what you're using. Then do a featured section. You can still put the calendar in the links then, and then you can say, still send them to that calendar. So you really need to think about what you're trying to, all this information that you've got to get to them. And there's certain points of the year where there is a lot of information going out, primarily shows, exams. So is it simpler to send them to one place, like a portal or a group or a calendar, versus 20 emails? And that's only something that you can gauge from asking them. Is it that they want to go one place for show and one place for exams and one place for events? Or is it that they just want everything from an email? And then do you do reminders? And so on and so forth. So it's all about, communication isn't just one thing. But the more knowledge you have in what is getting through and what isn't getting through, it means you can then go on and fix it, or add another solution in, or try something else on a different platform, or, ask the question, how is it communicated? Do people need it in bullet points? Do they need videos? Do they need voice notes? Communication's moved on. And we need to ask those questions to go, is what we're doing, is what we're doing right for my school now, and for me now, and for my customers now? So think about that when you go to write that really long email. Is it going to go in or is it not? And if it's not going to go in, then that's a question for your feedback, isn't it? If I write this really long email, would you prefer it in smaller chunks? Would you prefer it in bullet points? Would you prefer it in color? Would you prefer it in mini videos? What does that look like for you and your customers? And I think if you can get those questions answered, then you'll both be more on the same page. And that's when the magic starts to happen and people say, oh yeah, I read that, I got that, that's brilliant, brilliant. And then you can move forward. All right, I hope that helps. Please subscribe to the channel and let me know if you need any help, or if you want to join my membership where there is more of this fabulous stuff. All right, take care, guys.